Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It appears to be, it's Tuesday again on my calendar. Hopefully yours says the same. And if it doesn't, maybe you just have to rip a few more pages off your page day calendar. Oh, crap. It's Tuesday.
Catch up.
Welcome to Stitching Live with
Hello.
Lizzie and Sean. This is the first time we've been in the same room together today.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a wacky Tuesday. Welcome to Release Week. So I'm Sean.
I'm Lizzie.
And if you're here for the first time, thanks for joining us. And if you're not here for the first time, thanks for coming back.
We are from Pashta Design.
We are from Pashta Design.
And we are going to show you how to use our Monster Mash Frankie die today.
Our Monster Mash Frankie die. And Frankie is short for Frankenstein's monster.
Yes, but that seemed a little wordy.
Yeah, we're not stitching Frankenstein because he was the doctor.
He was the scientist.
He was the scientist in the first ever science fiction novel.
Indeed.
But
Mary Shelley.
We're stitching his monster today.
Indeed.
And we call the monster Frankie.
Frankie.
All right.
Because he's cute.
Do you want me to show everybody what? You want to just get right into it, or do you have anything else to say?
No, let's go for it.
No, we have other things to say.
What do we have to say?
You were live on Instagram last night.
I was.
Because today is release week.
It is.
So this Saturday is our big holiday release.
Yes. Holiday and other things.
And there were sneaky peeks today, too, that were on the blog and on Instagram.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of information. If you haven't been to pashtadadesign.com/blog yet, you want to run on over there after the live is over and just check out what you've missed.
Just check it out.
Or maybe read it now and just put us on another tab. That's fine, too. We assume you have lots of tabs open right now, don't you?
Stop it.
You have lots of tabs open. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
It's release week, baby.
It is. It's release week.
Let me get out of the way.
So I'm a wee bit scattered.
I'm saying hello to everybody in the chat all at once. It's great to have you here with us. Wow, wow, wow.
All right. So, Frankie.
There he is.
Here he is. Here's our little guy.
Uh-huh.
He uses this face shape for both sides. You just use this base plate with the holes only for his facial features to get the facial features on this piece. So, you die cut once.
You die cut one of those. What would you call that shape? It's not an anvil. It's not a circle.
It's a Frankie.
Well, I'm just saying.
You die cut that shape.
Uh-huh.
And then you take this die.
Okay.
And you layer it onto that shape.
And that's how you get the placement holes for all of his facial features.
His facial features.
Okay.
So, ta-da.
Excellent.
Yeah. So that's Frankie. Let's see here. How do I want to start this?
I don't know. How do you want? Well, what are those other pieces you have down below? You haven't explained that yet.
Yes. So this is his neck, which is optional because I have seen Frankie. I have seen Frankenstein dies. I should say I have seen Frankenstein products.
Yeah.
Without the neck and with the bolts through his head. You could do that instead.
Yeah, it all depends on where you'd like to energize the monster.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So if you did that, I would move his ears down a little bit.
Okay.
But that's an option. But we've got the neck there. So we've got two neck pieces cut here.
Okay.
And then we've got all the pieces for his eyes.
Those pieces are off to the right side of the camera
off to the side here.
So you're creating Frankenstein's monster today in a different shade of green.
Yes, I'm using Pea Pod today.
He's a little bit more putrid today.
Just to shake things up a little.
Okay.
So I've got Tundra and Pea Pod and Inkwell, and his bolts I'm going to do out of Pebble. But those are the colors we're working with this week. But here are his eyes. You could also use sequins, but there is a little circle die in the set.
Wow, a tiny little circle die.
Yes.
That looks like a mouth on your hand right there. You've already got all your pieces there.
I've got all the bits. So the eyes are fun because they just layer, the pieces layer, so that way you don't have like a million little pieces. You have like 3 pieces per eye.
Got it.
So it's a little easier to manage because the pieces aren't all super, super tiny.
Well, you've got his eyelids.
Yes.
And you've got his sclera. And then you have another shape that is both pupil and iris.
He's a simple guy. He only needs one.
Okay, great.
Okay, so Why don't we start with the neck and bolts today?
Neck and bolts. That sounds great to me.
What the heck?
What the heck? Okay.
I'm going to use my match for Pebble is DMC number 3.
And you've chosen Pebble over Sterling. We have 2 different gray rolls.
I did Sterling on the original, so I just wanted to switch things up.
Switch it up a little bit. So we're using Pebble today.
Yes. Also, I thought the Sterling next to the pea pod looked a little like washed out.
Okay.
So I wanted to go for something with a little more contrast, so that's why I went with the Pebble.
Got it.
I like contrasts when it comes to, especially like Halloween-y things.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Barbara thinks that maybe the shape of his head is a squircle because it's square at one end and round at the other.
A squircle.
A squircle, if you will.
I'll take it.
More, kind of an ovoid, you know?
Kind of an ovoid, yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it's working for him.
I don't ever do any preparation work for this show.
Sure.
And now that I'm here in the moment, I'm thinking what I could have done is, well, I could have gone and found, the description or early descriptions of the monster directly from Mary Shelley's novel Frankenstein.
I did not actually.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Like I could read to you.
I did not take inspiration from the source material when drawing him, so I don't know if that would have been.
Lily says in the world of manicures, they would call this a squoval.
A squoval
is what they would call this.
All right.
It is a little bit of a kind of a naily kind of shape.
It is kind of a naily shape.
I've never really thought about
If I was a giant, just put it on like that bad boy right there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not, so. And I also obviously do not do my nails.
It does make me wonder what was under the bed of Frankenstein's monster's fingernails.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I think his fingernails saw some stuff.
All right, so I'm going to take 2 of the bolt pieces, the large bolt piece. I'm coming between the 2 pieces, and I'm just going to stitch up through the center, and then I'm going to layer on an end piece here. These little bits are kind of tricky to work with sometimes, but like I said, these are optional if you don't want to use them. I think people will understand what you're going for even if you don't have the bolts. But now that I've got one on the one side, I'm going to bring the other onto the other side. And you're just going to continue to go around the top of that bolt there. And you're going to go around both directions.
That is such a tiny little piece.
Yeah, I know. It's a fussy little piece, but I like adding the details when I can. So.
Okay.
And it's not like, I could find bolt-shaped sequins. So I just sort of. Because if I could have found bolt-shaped sequins, who knows? Maybe we would have just had bolt-shaped sequins. But we don't have that option. So here I've gone all the way around on this side. Now here, to make sure that it looks like a layer and I'm not going over the edge, I'm going to come through the hole, but between those layers.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. Say that again.
Okay. So I don't want to go over the edge of the end of the bolt here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to come through the layer of the squared off rectangle or the rounded off rectangle, but not through the bolt piece.
Okay.
Or wait. No. Wrong side. You are going to go through all the pieces because then on this side you're going to lift it up and only come through the bolts, not the top bit. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, we've got top bit and bolts.
We've got another one. We'll do the other one too.
Yeah, there's the head. We have what we're stitching right now is a bolt. There is the head.
Yeah, the head of the bolt.
And then there's the threads of the bolt.
Sure.
Or the shaft of the bolt, if you will.
The shaft of the bolt.
Let's think about that for a second. Andy is already talking about vocabulary in the chat here.
Oh boy, I will try and make sure to make that clearer that on the other one here.
The background's also a little busy for what you're stitching now because you have loads of like silvery things.
Okay, I get it.
I'm just. Dang.
I'm trying here.
Okay, great.
Okay, so I may be a little under-rested too. Sorry, I didn't mean to snap.
Shari says the bolts are the most fiddly part of this guy, and
They
she
are.
was glad that she was stitching him onto a bag.
Ah,
Yes.
Once you know what you're doing, it's not so bad. But yes, when you're doing it the first time or two, they're a little fussy. Okay.
I'm learning a lot about people's nails today. Go on. Keep the nail information coming, y'all. I feel like we're getting so close.
Okay, so here we've got the two full bolt pieces.
You have two full bolt pieces there.
We're coming between the layers through one hole.
Sure.
In one of the layers.
And you're starting down at the bottom of the threads?
Yes, because we're going to hide them inside the neck. So it doesn't matter if you leave the tails long.
For Frankenstein's monster.
Correct. Then we're going to go through both layers on that second hole. Then I'm going to come through both layers at the first hole on the end here.
Okay.
Then I'm going to slide on the, what did you say this was called?
That's the head.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to slide on one head.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, so I'm through technically all three layers here. Then I'm going to come through three layers to the left. It doesn't matter left or right, but to the left. And then I'm going to slide on the other head of the bolt. So you're technically through all four layers.
Wow.
I know. Then you're going to come up to this top hole through all four layers. And then you're going to come to this other side through all four layers. And then you're going to come back down here to the base, and then you're going to double back and do the alternate stitches on the head of the bolt. Again, all of these are through all four layers.
What are the four layers you have there?
You have two full bolt pieces and two head pieces.
Got it. Okay, so there are two full bolts and then two extra heads.
Yes.
Got it.
Now we're coming back here down to this base hole where we started. Now you're going to go through this head and through both bolt bodies, but not through the other head. Okay?
Yep.
You're going to go under that piece between those two layers, between the bolt body and the bolt head.
Okay.
Okay? So you're through three pieces, or three layers.
Yep.
Then you're coming back down to this on the threads or on the neck of the bolt.
Okay.
And you're going through the two layers.
Yep.
And then this very last hole, you're coming between the layers all together. So one through one layer, and then you're going to tie it off.
And you're doing all that because you don't want the thread to wrap around the exterior of the bolt?
No.
No.
I'm doing that because this way it looks like the end of the bolt has more dimension than the shaft of the bolt.
Okay.
And I go in between layers so that it doesn't look like the threads are coming over the edge of the head of the bolt.
Okay.
Okay?
That's it. Those are your goals, everybody.
That's the hardest part right
That's
there.
the hardest part right there. Who knew? Turns out the details matter. Okay, great.
Well, yes, I'm a little fussy sometimes. And so now we're going to do the neck, which is pretty simple.
Okay. And the neck is going to be a green piece, I would imagine.
Correct. This is pea pod.
This is pea pod, okay. I think earlier I said a different color. We talked maybe about using gecko.
Yeah, but no. We
decided to go pea pod today.
I decided to go pea pod.
The royal we decided.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of chatter about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein not being young Frankenstein here in the chat today.
Oh.
Yeah, Mary Kobe's son was assigned to read the original Frankenstein and was very disappointed that it was not the same as young Frankenstein. And turns out that's one of Miriam's favorite films.
Got it.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
On the neck. I'm starting up here at the top of the curved part of the neck.
Okay.
Because that part is going to hide inside the head. so you can leave your tail long.
Okay, it's going to hide inside
the head.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to come through one layer.
Yep.
Then down through both.
Okay.
Then up through both.
Yep.
Then you tuck in one of your bolts.
Oh, so you don't have very many stitches there before it's time to get that bolt put in there.
Well, it's not a very big neck.
It's not, you're right, it's not. Not a very big neck, folks.
Kind of a short neck.
Kind of a short neck, okay.
So then that next stitch, you're going down through the end of the hole in the bolt.
Did you say the next stitch or the neck stitch? I didn't understand.
The next stitch.
There you have it. Okay, the next stitch.
So you're sewing through this bottom hole on the bolt.
Uh-huh.
Through that stitch, or through that hole there.
Yeah, so there is only one hole on the bottom of the bolt is going to get anchored into the neck.
Yeah, and then you sew around the bottom edge.
Uh-huh.
Through the 2 layers again, and then you're just going to keep going with the running stitch.
Okay. You're running over to the other side of the neck.
Yep, you're running over there.
The next stitch.
Right.
Shari just typed it. Now I'm trying to say it 3 times fast.
I've not had enough sleep for this level of banter, I don't think. I'm sorry. I'm going to do my best to keep up.
It's okay. What we have so far is we have squovels. Or squircles. And then we have next stitches.
Now we're gonna sew in this next bolt here.
Uh-huh.
You're just going to layer the pieces.
Yes.
And then when you stitch through this hole, you make sure you go through the hole in the bottom of the bolt.
There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the bolt.
Yes.
Great.
Correct. And then you're just going to keep sewing around. And you don't have to do that top edge because we're going to do that when we sew into the head. So you go up to that corner and then you double back.
Okay. And you were saying earlier that if you did not want to put the bolts onto the neck, if you wanted
you could put them on his head.
A monster energized by his forehead, you would just shift these up towards
you just put him
towards his temples and his hairline.
Precisely.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to continue going around the neck here. Oh boy.
Well, Lily just hit us with a Beetlejuice, and then apologized because that was the wrong movie. But we understand everyone, just like it says in the description for today's video, we're ushering in Halloween, so everybody is getting their favorite monster movies out.
Bring them out.
Yeah,
trot them out.
There's now a red rum in the trap, so it's all happening.
All right. So here we are. We're just coming up to the top of his neck again.
Where you got started.
Yep, where we got started. You're going to come between the layers.
Uh-huh.
And then you're going to tie off those ends.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And you can leave those long, you said, because you're going to bury them inside his face.
Bury him in his head anyway.
Just like the original Frankenstein's monster probably had lots of just spare parts.
Lots of long tails. Extra bits.
Miriam says another favorite. It looks like Miriam and Lily are having a long distance Netflix Q mashup is what's going on over here. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to trim off just a little because I don't want
Of course. Yeah, you want to go crazy in there.
Right. Okay. So now we've got our neck done.
The neck is done. It's already 1:19. We've assembled a neck today.
Great.
I bet Frankenstein himself took a long time to do that.
Now we're going to do his face. So I don't remember which order I said to do these things on the
inspiration guide?
On the stitching guide. Yeah, but we're going to do his scar first.
You're going to stitch the scar.
Mm-hmm.
Now this could be the perfect place if there was ever a Michael's that was even remotely located close to a highway that I drive on. You could go glow in the dark thread on his stitch.
You could go glow in the dark thread. I should just buy some glow in the dark.
It's been on my to-do list, but I will be sort of close to one tomorrow if I decide to leave early and go north and then duck in and see those guys.
You drive past one anytime you come to Columbus.
No, you don't. No, the one that's at Easton, you're not really driving past.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna do. I'm going to do the stitchy bits first, and then we'll do the long bit.
Got it. So you're gonna do the side stitches and then do the center rib.
Yes. This is DMC 28. It's the thread that I typically use for thistle.
For thistle. Oh,
yes.
So you've got a little purple on his head already.
Purple on his head.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And I'm going to tie off each stitch because I'm me.
I have no problems with that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not getting in between you and your tie-offs today. Okay.
Glad to hear it.
Lily says, my kids are currently rehearsing for Beetlejuice the Musical. So when Sean said it, say it 3 times.
That's fair.
For this spooktacular episode, Andy Newberry's curious if Sean and Liz have ever used a Ouija board. I don't think...
Not since, elementary school.
I don't think this episode is
school.
spooky enough for that. Yeah, I don't think I've had my fingers on a Ouija board since,
1995.
Derek Holtzberry's house. I don't know. The Verfales' house. So
my mom really didn't like those things, so we weren't.
That would definitely.
We were not encouraged.
Pre-7th grade would be my guess. Yeah.
It has been a long time.
I did find the description of Frankenstein's monster from the book from Mary Shelley.
Oh, did you?
Oh, I sure did. It turns out Mary Shelley never really described a flat or a square head. That imagery comes from later film adaptations.
I was going to say, maybe then we're not stitching Frankie, we're stitching Herman Munster.
Yeah, when it comes to the body itself, I think she just describes proportions.
Oh.
As the minuteness of the parts formed a great hindrance to my speed, I resolved, contrary to my first intention, to make the being of a gigantic stature, that is to say, about 8 feet in height and proportionably large.
Got it. Well,
that's his body. But
I don't know what to say.
There was a great description of the monster's face and features.
Oh.
As narrated by Victor Frankenstein upon his creation. Would you like to hear what that is?
Sure.
Okay. And I quote from chapter 5. His yellow skin scarcely covered the work of muscles and arteries beneath. His hair was of a lustrous black and flowing, his teeth of a pearly whiteness. But these luxuriances only formed a more horrid contrast with his watery eyes, that seemed almost of the same color as the dun-white sockets in which they were set, his shriveled complexion, and straight black lips.
Okay, well, the black lips I got right.
There you go, everybody.
His complexion is more green than yellow, but hopefully I can be forgiven.
Somebody out there in TV land is going to maybe hear that description and decide, okay, let's try and stitch one that really connects to Mary Shelley's description as opposed to eventual movies.
I'm sure that we are having an impact on TV land's plans.
By TV land, I mean the folks in the chat. There are 3 or 4 people. I don't want to name any names, but there's a couple of people in this chat that might hear the sound of that description in my voice and think, you know what? I'm not doing anything this week. Maybe I'll just duck back in to my Frankie die. Okay, so there you have it, folks.
So I did the side stitches.
And now you're going down the center.
I'm just going down the center. I guess side stitches is the wrong word. The cross stitches.
The cross stitches, if you will. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly. She's she's working her way through afternoon tea, it sounds like, and that was maybe not great.
Oh.
Shari says, in TV land, wasn't he black and white to begin with anyway? Are you thinking about the Munsters, Shari?
Yes. Well, no, Frankenstein, the movie also was, I think, black and white.
I'm not sure. When was the original Frankenstein?
I don't have years for you, sir. I do not have years for you. Oh, my nose is itchy.
Okay, well, I'm asking that question because I don't know when it was that Frankenstein first appeared in movie or film or television. 1910, there was a silent movie.
So I'm going to guess that one was black and white.
But that was a silent short film that was only 16 minutes long.
Okay,
and that predates.
It still counts.
It was 1931 when Universal Pictures established the popular iconic look of the creature.
Got it.
1931.
Well, anyway. Wasn't the fellow who played Herman Munster, wasn't he the judge in My Cousin Vinny?
Yes, this is true.
I thought so.
This is true, yeah.
can't think of his name right now off the top of my head.
It was Boris Karloff, who was the
That's
monster
the
in
monster,
Frankenstein, you see.
Okay. So there's our scar. And we're going to do his mouth. Now, when I did his mouth on the original, I did a whip stitch.
Okay.
Here, I'm almost off the... So let's do a whip stitch again today, just for giggles.
Certainly.
Because it'll be a lot faster than the last time we did a whip stitch, and hopefully it won't bore the tears out of anybody. So, here we go.
Shari says the 1931 film was also black and white.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
But I will tell Shari that the movie posters that I'm seeing here for it, they were not. They definitely had a greenish, yellowish hue
to his monster.
To the monster's face, yes.
Well, I guess I could have gone with gecko, but I wanted to try something a little different. So
that's okay. We're all learning
a little
together
softer,
here today.
a little softer vibe today. Okay, so I'm using 3 strands of black.
Okay.
This is 310, DMC 310, which is what I use for inkwell. So to do the whip stitch,
the black lips.
We're just going to come across here with the running stitch first.
Hello, Noreen. Thanks for joining us. She's late. We're making our Monster Mash Frankie die today.
Oops.
So we are stitching together Lizzie's design for Frankenstein's monster, which we call Frankie.
We call him Frankie because he's cute.
She's stitching the lips onto the face of the monster right now.
So we're just going to do this running stitch back and forth real quick.
Now there's a little bit of a drumbeat for folks saying that a gray and black Frankenstein would probably look pretty cool.
I'm sure it would.
Heather, Rudd, and Shari are saying they might make one for fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think Pebble and Sterling would both be.
I mean, you could play around with any of the monster faces that we've just done, the zombie or the Dracula,
in the black and white,
or in black and white.
They'd would be creepy that way.
They'd be kind of a cool. To be quite honest with the chat, as I always am,
Indeed.
I have not I've not conceived of that. I didn't think about that until this moment. But you could absolutely do black and white versions of all the monsters. They look kind of like a little spooky, silent
film moment there.
And put them on something with, I don't know, some kind of curtain, some kind of velvety kind of curtain in the background.
Okay, now to do the whip stitch, you're going to back through that hole.
Okay, the whip stitch, here we go.
Yes, and then you're going to stitch from the same side through underneath each individual stitch. So I'm going
to get our heads out of the way for this. Keep going.
Okay.
Talk about what you're doing here.
So I'm going to come under each stitch with my needle. Trying not to grab too much of the felt there. And you're just going to kind of pull it so that it smooths out as you go.
And did the first Frankie that you did he have a whip stitch mouth? Why, I can't reach him. There, kick him on over here to me.
I'm not kicking him anywhere.
So the first step in the whip stitch, did you say it's like the running stitch from end to end, or no?
Yeah, I just did the running stitch first.
And then
you go back.
You go back.
And just sort of go around those stitches. It sort of smooths them out a little bit and makes them a little bolder, and they stand up a little taller.
Okay.
Than like your average running stitch does. And I just think that's a nice alternative.
It definitely gives some thickness to the creature's lips in a way that lips would.
You could also use more threads, but I just stuck with the 3. So there we go. And we're going to bring it to the back here. And then you're just going to tie it off underneath one of these other stitches.
Excellent. And just like that, you've whipped it. Dun 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 dun.
Yes. Yeah, this is a nice, easy, quick way to do the whip stitch because it's not super long. Like we've done whip stitches on flowers and stuff, but the flower stems are generally much longer than this.
He has a taut little mouth.
He does.
And once you've got this whip stitch finished, are you going to embellish, or you're going to start attaching the nose and the eyes?
I'll put on the nose and his eyes first.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just going to cut off some of that excess.
Noreen wants to know, how far apart are those stitches?
Oh, golly.
I can put this guy maybe...
1/8 of an inch, perhaps?
An 1/8 of an inch, let's say?
I don't know.
Something like that?
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yes.
They're the same distance apart as most of our stitching holes, correct? Or all of our stitching holes? I'm not going to say all.
Don't quote me. I would guess they're around that. I have not measured these ones in particular. Now, we're going to do the whites of the eyes first.
The sclera of the eyes are going to happen first.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
So again, I'm just taking 3 strands of thread.
We're back, everybody. Our voices are no longer detached from our visages.
Oh, I didn't realize how long we were missing.
Oh, just for a moment there while you were working on the whip stitch. That way everybody could give the whip stitch their undivided attention.
Sure. Okay. So we've got our 3 strands of thread here.
And you're using the 3 strands of your match for Tundra or for Pearl?
Tundra. This is 38.65.
Because the whites of his eyes here are going to be in Tundra.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Now you don't have to stitch all the way around the eye because only part of the white's showing. So you're going to layer on your eye.
Welcome back, Barbara. Barbara was getting the clothes off the line.
Oh.
She's back. It's a little chilly out there, she says.
You're going to come right here to like where you can see where the lid comes.
Uh-huh.
You're going to go to the hole above where the lid starts or would start.
And you're going to start there to anchor the eye onto the face.
Yes.
Okay.
And you don't need to go all the way around because the lid's going to do that otherwise.
This is one of it's unusual for our projects to have multiple components like this where you don't have to stitch all the way around.
No, it's
something.
not.
Both the neck and the eyeball now have that feature about them.
It's not that unusual.
It's not that unusual?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna describe it as uncommon.
You can describe it however you want.
Usually we're stitching to the ends of the earth, you know. Usually it's a real Pied Piper situation, typically.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Okay. If you say so.
I definitely say so. I've been here watching all of these diligently, okay?
All right.
I've got one job and I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
Which is, staying focused
Uh-huh.
when we're stitching live.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do that on both sides.
Okay.
Again, this is just a running stitch, so there's nothing. Most of what I use is a running stitch because it is the easiest thing for me personally. And generally speaking, I'm going for speed most of the time. So
yeah, and everybody out there in stitching land, stitching live land, watching this now or later, it's okay to use a running stitch too, because what you're doing is you're letting the die sort of do the work for you in the process, right? Like we're creating the stitching die.
But if you want to use like specialty stitches, or if you want to add, like today on the post I put up today, I did one of the cats, and there are not whiskers on the die, but I wanted whiskers, so I put whiskers on my cat by doing random long stitches. Don't be afraid to embellish in whatever way you think would be fun. Like I've done, like I've added little tiny stitches on flowers and stuff before that weren't on the die, but they were the sort of thing that I thought would look nice, and so I just added them.
Yeah, the point is just that, you can be like Lizzie in most instances and just let the die kind of do the work for you, or you're more than welcome to decide when and where to
zhuzh it up.
Zhuzh it up a little bit.
Yeah. But, it makes me kind of bummed out when people try and gatekeep new crafts from people. And I've taught people who have never stitched before how to do stitching projects. Just because, like, it doesn't require something difficult, or the barrier for entry on these, we want it to be low so people can craft with kids. They can craft with people who have never done it before. The goal is to make it as easy as possible to create something you're proud of. And so, a running stitch is pretty straightforward.
And also, as we've learned, a lot of the details that are critically important are often like the starting and finishing of everything.
Yes.
right? So you're putting your time and energy
Real
into...
quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to put on the pupils real quick before I put on the lids, just so, because they overlap a little bit, and I think it'd be easier. So I'm just going to layer these on.
Yep.
And I'm going to treat it almost like a sequin, but I'm not putting on a bead, so I'm just going to kind of come up and go back down and do a quick, just a tiny stitch. Like a straight tiny stitch.
So it's a piece of felt that comes with the die. It's a die that comes with the set, but you're treating it like a sequin, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is to say, I'm just coming up through the middle of it and back down through pretty much the middle of it. You don't want to go down through exactly the same spot, because then it won't
of course.
catch. But you're just going to come up and down. Like it's really, really straightforward. Really small stitch. Like it'll hold. Or you can glue it on if you don't want to stitch it. But I don't have glue handy right now, and I don't want to wait for the hot glue to warm up. So one real quick little stitch is all it takes.
That's great.
What?
Oh, Shari's catching Newberry in a fib over here.
Uh-oh.
He's saying that some people use the term church it up, apparently, for zhuzhing it up.
That is true.
He says not him, but some people.
Some people.
And then Shari, I think, gave him a little bit of a, are you sure about that?
You sure you don't do that?
And he's like, okay, you caught me in a fib.
Got it. All right. Whoop. There we go. So I'm sort of playing thread chicken here because I just needed a tiny, tiny stitch.
Oh my gosh, I can see that.
I think I got it.
Ooh.
I think I got it.
A little painful to watch.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's not just because you're stitching the eyeball of the creature, of the monster.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. We've got both eyes on, and then we'll put on his eyelids.
Of course, we're all forgetting that there's a second part of the title in the original book. The book was called Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus.
Sure.
So that's also part of it.
Well, I didn't think that full title was quite as catchy as Frankie.
And we're not going to call it, Monster Mash Prometheus. Look at the difference in those two characters with the one's eyes like wide
without
open.
having the lids on. Yeah, it does make a difference.
Yeah, the one on the bottom looks like he's seeing himself for the first time and isn't worn out by, being an 8-foot tall monster made of,
All right.
Okay.
You're going to go ahead and layer on your eyelid.
I was going to dwell on that view just a little bit longer.
I know.
It's
I could tell.
Yeah.
He was surprised.
He was just jolted to life.
Well, you know, that'll do it. Again, we're just going to do the running stitch around the eyelid.
Okay.
And you're going to go from one eyelid, or one side of the eyelid to the other, and then double back. So you don't have to, there's nothing, it's not a far way to go.
I wonder if you could do the eyelids by you're not with like a blanket stitch per se, but coming up through the hole and then going around the perimeter of the eyelids, right? So it had like a really kind of stitched looking effect around the outside.
Oh, maybe you could.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Like a, yeah.
I'm just, now that I'm thinking about that eyes wide open Frankie we had there just a moment ago, I'm really wondering, I'd have to read the book, I guess. I mean, do you think that when Frankenstein's monster was jolted for the first time, I mean, do you think it was like, turning on a light switch, or do you think it was more like booting up a computer? You know what I mean? You were like waiting for everything to start like kind of working and pumping.
Ping bong, ping bong.
Yeah, when it gets that kind of it's alive part, Does he yell it's alive in the book? I have so many questions.
I don't know.
Okay.
Perhaps you need to go to the library after pickup today. I don't know. Okay, so you got your one eyelid on. You're going to put the other eyelid on. Same thing.
258 pages was the original. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
We probably have it downstairs somewhere.
I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah. Question. I have a weekend for middle school Girl Scouts. This year's theme is Broadway.
Broadway.
Are there any dies that we have that we think would go with that theme? This is a great question. Broadway, huh? I'm going to the website.
Yeah.
This is a great question, Deb, and a great theme.
It is a great theme. used to enjoy being in musicals.
I'm scrolling myself right now on Broadway.
Oh shoot, I lost my thread.
Okay, well.
I know.
Not the chevron coverall die. You don't want to chevron cover anything, do you?
No.
No, maybe not that. Okay. You can't make the love notes look like a playbill or anything like that, can you?
I don't think so.
No.
You could maybe make the needle book look like a playbill, but that'd be complicated.
That'd be pretty complicated. Maybe just some stars?
Some stars might work.
Stars might work. There's nothing particularly yet in our oeuvre that is, musically related.
Not,
right? We have any notes anywhere, right?
No, we don't have any notes.
Haven't done any notes anywhere.
Not that it has not crossed my mind, but we have not done any notes.
Yeah, and flashing lights or... That's my best guess, straight out the rip, was to do that. Unless you wanted to just do some linked garlands of some kind, or you could do some twinkle lights, maybe? Just some lighty bulbs.
But that's more Christmassy than it is.
That's it. Now you know what it's like, Deb, when we're brainstorming in our house, because this is the quality of ideas that I bring to the table. Yeah.
You're very helpful.
Mary says, could the new dog be Toto from The Wizard of Oz?
If you fussed with his ears.
Lily says, I use the pencil for Matilda, the Scarecrow for Wicked or The Wizard of Oz, and alphabets. That's right, because Lily was super excited about the pencil from Matilda, and then they have the Scarecrow for The Wizard of Oz. There you go. Nikki says that face is probably what looked like the first day of kindergarten. Used green safety scissors to cut off my eyelashes. My mom took me to the ER because I looked sick. She couldn't figure out what was off. Oh my gosh. That's a wild story. This after Newberry said it looks like the time Degler shaved his eyebrows and it took everyone 20 minutes to figure out why his face looked weird.
Okay. We're going to put... high school. We're going to put on Frankie's nose now. So you're just going to layer it on, and you can either go around the perimeter or you could do like a crisscross, but I like around the perimeter personally.
For his nose here?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And if you're just joining us, everybody, we have a few more people here than when we got started. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making it part of our day. We're only 42 minutes in, and we have almost finished this phase.
I got a lot of things to do.
We got Frankie, Frankenstein's monster.
Motor.
Yeah, we put up a poll on Instagram last week and asked everybody which of the new monsters would you most like to see us stitch, and Frankie was the winner.
Frankie won.
So there you go.
Which is great, because I like Frankie a lot, and he's not a difficult stitch, and like I said, I need to do lots of things today. So
yeah, here
we go. Okay, we're just gonna tie on his nose, and let's give him a little sparkle.
That sounds great.
By his scar there.
Lily and others are giving ideas about the Broadway, so that's great.
Really
it's all
great.
coming together.
Thank
that's
you
awesome.
for being helpful and crowdsourcing some ideas here. This is the Bejeweled Color Story, and I am simply grabbing it because there are clear beads in it. We're not using a particular color story for this today.
No, we're not. We've been selling a lot of Halloween-themed color stories this week, though. We've had a lot of spooky season and trick or treat just flying off the shelves, so everybody is gearing up over there.
Mary Kobe used the new 9 Lives die today to make a spooky cat.
Ooh, a little spooky cat. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
It ran a chill down my spine when I saw it.
Did it?
No, it didn't. No, my spine is fine. Well, my spine isn't fine, but it didn't have a chill running down it. Let's just say that.
Your spine is fine? What?
I mean, people say, everybody's spine could use a little work, right?
That's fair, I suppose.
It's in pretty good shape today. It's Tuesday. We've got the old yoga and Kroga. Yoga and Kroga today. I don't know if anybody else out there is
doing the yoga and Kroga.
It's hitting up yoga and then going straight to Kroga, but that's what my Tuesday is like. You're welcome to join me at any time.
I'm just putting on some clear beads here.
Miriam says the witch's hat would be good for Wicked. There you have it, everybody.
That's true.
We're doing it, everybody. We're doing it. Thank you. This is me snapping my fingers in celebration. Clapping seems like a bit too much.
That's fair. All right.
Mary says he's not too spooky.
Oh, the kitty? No, he's great. The kitty's great.
Mary, you better get in here and defend yourself.
No, I didn't mean... Oh.
I know you didn't mean that. That's great.
I just meant to say that if you were looking for another Halloween option.
Yeah, we're excited for everybody's enthusiasm both here today in the chat and on Instagram for the new release. We've got much more to show.
So much more
We're excited.
I should have...
Were those just a couple of beads that you strapped on there?
Yeah, I'm just putting on a couple beads here. Add a little sparkle to his visage.
Okay.
A little sparkle.
It's either sparkle or it's like, you know, there's some kind of like glowing or sweat. Did Frankenstein's monster sweat, do you think?
I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know if he thought to put in a sweat gland system whilst making his monster. Alright, here we go. Now I can't not look at him and hear do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, the Munsters theme in my head.
Yeah, I don't think I know the Munsters theme.
Oh, I do. Okay. Alright, so next we're going to start assembling, friends. We're going to match up the hairline on the front here. And we're going to sew through all 3 layers. Why does that look funny? Does that look funny to me all of a sudden?
Why does what look funny to you all of a sudden?
I think, do I have his hair on backwards? I don't understand.
Is whose hair on backwards? The monster, you mean?
Yeah, I can't tell which way I cut it. Now, it should be symmetrical, but for some reason, my eyeballs are not. They're liking one way better than the other, so we're going to do it this way today.
I see.
I don't know. Like I said, I could use a little rest. I'm going to cut a hanger here from some, where did it go? I thought I had, oh, there it is. I've got some crochet thread here.
Audrey says sweat gland system. I'm glad Audrey's here. I wasn't sure if maybe she was tied up today. I didn't know what to say about that. When I think about Frankenstein, I think young Frankenstein just the best. It's been a very long time since I've seen young Frankenstein. A very long time.
Frankenstein.
You don't think you've ever seen it? Mel Brooks, yeah?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But do you think Mel Brooks was allowed in our house when I was a child?
Well, that was 1974. Wow. Okay.
Again, do you think Mel Brooks was allowed in my house when I was a child?
No, I didn't. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I didn't think about that at all. No. Okay.
Okay. So we got our hanger.
Yep.
We got our 3 strands of black, 310, and we're gonna sew them together. Sir.
Yes.
I believe your tummy just talked to me.
Oh, it's always talking. Audrey says, I'm here stitching away. Jury duty put me behind. LOL. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to...
keep that under wraps?
I wasn't sure if, I didn't know if maybe you might not be seated on the jury if I let everybody know you were there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Here we go. So we're just going through all the layers. You're going to start here at the edge of the hair.
Uh-huh.
And just... go through all 3. And when you get to the center of your Frankie head, I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. There we go. You'll put your hanger
right there in the middle.
Right in the middle, and then you'll sew through the loop. So it'll be nice and secure.
Nikki says we can watch Young Frankenstein tonight, which is false because we don't own it and you can only rent it to stream it online. I've just reserved it at the library, Nikki. We are 4th in the queue.
Nice.
It's so sweet. People think we watch television together.
We don't watch television.
That's so nice of them to think about. Mary says, I'm still stitching too. Audrey says, I didn't get picked. Thank goodness she does not have time for that right now.
Fair enough. All right, so we're just going around the rest of his hair here.
You could shift a little bit to the left if you wanted.
Sorry.
People are getting a great look at your wedding band.
Stitching on black is tricky. I know, and I'm sorry that the last couple of projects we've had a lot of black. It's hard to show.
There could be a television show about picking juries. It could be like a sitcom, kind of like...
Wasn't there a show called The Jury?
Was there a show called The Jury?
Yes.
Really? Was it about a jury?
Yes.
I'm thinking about a show where it's the people who wrangle potential jurors.
Oh, you mean like the office folks who are
tasked
with dealing with the randos.
Wrangling these people together, yeah.
Oh, shoot. All right. Don't drop your thread every 4 minutes, like some of us.
I am not dropping my thread at all. Nikki says it's on Amazon, ! Don't worry, we're going to wait this out. We're going to wait it out on Blu-ray from the public library.
What? Is she talking about
Young Frankenstein?
Or is she talking about The Jury?
No, I think we're talking...
Isn't The Jury on Apple?
Everybody has a one-track mind here. Wait, Renee Lynch just said bull, but nothing else. I don't know what that means. Help me, Renee. Newary says he thinks you're thinking of Pauly Shore's classic film Jury Duty.
No, there was The Jury. Wasn't it a... Stop. There's a show.
Bull. He picked juries.
No, not that. The show, there was like a guy who didn't know that everybody else was an actor.
I'm sorry, what?
There was a show, I think called The Jury, where everybody was an actor except this one guy, and he didn't know that everybody else was an actor.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
Bull is a show about a guy who
I know
is like, okay, but there was there a TV show called The Jury? It's an American legal drama series from 2004.
No, not that.
Okay, well then I don't know what you're
The Juror, maybe?
There was one called The Jury in 2022 that was on Fox.
Maybe that was it.
Was it Murder Trial, a reality TV series that featured 24 members of the public?
No, it wasn't real. It was
oh my gosh. Okay, well, you're going to have to Google this on your own. I'm done being a lady who Googles.
All right.
Shari says, I know what Lizzie's talking about. It's called Jury Duty.
Okay. Thank you, Shari. Oh, I'm very chickeny over here.
This one here from 2023 with that guy?
Yes.
It's a reality hoax sitcom created by Lee Eisenberg and Gene Stupinski about a fake jury trial. Those guys were writers on The Office.
Okay.
Lee and Gene. They were a writing duo.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
Okay, great.
But, oh, I don't think I'm making it, everybody. I'm like so very close, but I don't think I'm going to make it. So I'm going to back out a little bit here so I have a little more to tie off with.
Noreen says it's called 12 Angry Men.
Oh, well,
that could be a different one.
Also a classic.
Well, folks, it turns out, as usual, my ideas are old and stale. Many people have already had ideas about putting together a TV show about juries. My idea is about how no one really has the time or energy to be on a jury.
Sure.
That's what my whole show just revolves around that.
How you just have everybody trying to get out of it?
Yes. And then, but every now and again, there's like some people that are like, you know what? This is actually the perfect time in my life to be on a jury.
I wouldn't mind.
I would love to be on a jury right now. I
wouldn't mind doing it. I think it'd be interesting, but the last time I got called, it was for like a grand jury, and I was our only child care, and so
yeah. There's two problems with being called for jury duty. The first problem is that you almost always don't really have the time or can't cut out of work for it. You're busy. But the second problem is that when you get called for jury duty, you don't really think you're going to be called to be on a jury. Like, we all know that the process is like...
I did have to sit downtown once for like a week.
Yeah, bring in a bunch of people, and the likelihood that you're actually going to do the thing is so low, right? It would be like going to a batting cage where there's like 250 people that want to swing the bat at the ball, and only 12 people get to do it every day. You know, it's like, why am I going to go down there and wait around? I'm probably not actually going to do this thing.
Okay, I'm going to move this up here for a second because I need to tie a very tight, small thing. So I'll be...
Go ahead.
Un moment. This is not the most interesting thing to watch.
Is the next thing going to be attaching these, attaching the ears? Yeah. So over here we have the neck. Mm-hmm. This little guy, and then we have these 2 ears. Mm-hmm. You've gotten his hair on there, his bangs. Yep. If you will. And then the next thing
fringe.
His fringe. And then the next thing you're going to happen, New Marie says Dizzy Bad jury selection. Renee says I'm nosy, so I would love to be on one. But she's the caregiver to her daughter, so yeah. ... Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like the last time I got called, it was like you would have to be there every Wednesday for the entire day.
Don't get my mom started.
12 months or something.
Don't get mom started. She's been very quiet throughout this whole jury duty conversation. My mom was once on an epic. She was once seated on a grand jury. It was a federal grand jury. They had to meet once a month.
I know.
And she had to drive to Toledo and back, uphill both ways in the snow. And she was there everybody became great friends because they saw each other once a month. Yeah. I think eventually they were having... I don't see
anybody I'd like
Eventually they were having meals at like Tony Paco's.
I know. Okay.
Okay.
So I tied him off. And I'm going to hide my threads real quick.
So the hair is 2 separate pieces. This is not a fold over. This is not a comb over situation.
No, this is not a comb over situation. No,
you did not get your score pal out.
Correct.
I'm so good with the score pal, you guys.
No permanent press over here.
I'm very good with the score pal.
You're good with the score pal.
Oh yeah, I excel at scoring.
Okay, I'm just gonna try.
Kathy is joining late. No need to apologize. What color of green felt is the monster laying on the table?
That's peridot.
On the table is peridot.
We are very short on peridot.
Peridot is an incredibly short supply in the warehouse. We have
ordered it.
We have 2 rolls of peridot, but we have many sheets of peridot.
We have lots of sheets.
We have lots of sheets. But if you think you're going to get a roll of peridot right now, you might have to
throw an elbow
for it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got... now we've got to put on our ears.
Look at those guys, man.
Click
and clack.
They can really go anywhere you want them to go.
The ears can go anywhere. You could have them offset if you wanted to.
You could have them offset if you wanted to.
And then the monster would look like me.
What?
You know, with my offset ears.
What are you talking about?
I can't believe you've never noticed. That's why I keep my sideburns at different lengths, so that way you
That's not why. Your sideburns are at different lengths because you can't figure out how to keep them straight. That has nothing to do with your ears.
You may notice I have no sideburns right now.
I know.
My beard is back and you're going to be in trouble. Are the dots around the edge holes? Yes, Noreen. So what you can see there around the edges is that's what we're doing. So these are being made with stitching dies. So the dies do not just cut out the pieces. Let me see the magnetic sheet and I can go full screen over here for just a second. The dies that we have, Noreen, on our website will not just cut out the shapes of the elements that you need, but they will also cut out the holes, the stitching holes, so that you yourself can stitch the project together really easily. So if I get this close to the camera, you'll see that right in the beginning there is that original head shape and then the face. And yes, once you've done the die cutting with your die cut machine and you've got your felts and you've got your sandwich working properly, it will punch out all those holes. And so as you decide to put the components together...
Okay, I'm going to sew together the head now. So...
Okay, I'll go back to your camera here. Ready, set, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm coming back to this hole here where the hair started.
You should go to the left a little bit. There you go.
Sorry, going back to where we started with the hair. We're going to go through that same hole, but we're going to stitch the other direction. So we're going to stitch down his face.
Okay.
And you're just going to, wherever you decide you want his ears, however high or low or whatever, you're going to line up the holes in the ear with the holes in the side of the head. And then you're just going to, oh, son of a biscuit. You're just going to sew through all 3 layers. You just tuck the ear between the 2 layers of head. In this case, I've got one in Inkwell and one in Peapod. And you're just going to sew through all of those openings all at the same time.
Great.
Yep. So I shifted a little when I dropped my thread there. So got him all lined up
Ready
again.
to go. Noreen just asked what kind of dye machine we use. I let her know in the chat it's a Spellbinder's Platinum. Yep. But you can also use a 6X Big Shot, as Audrey just said.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's like the Impress, which is, I believe, mechanical.
Yeah.
Not like a hand crank, but
electronic. Everyone's ready to drop their favorite die cutting tabletop machine there into the chat, and we're going to help Noreen out.
Fantastic. So we're just going around his face.
Meanwhile, Barbara says that she's now too old for UK jury duty service.
Oh.
I'm not sure. Is there an age limit in the United States?
I don't know. Is there? It's funny. It seems like the only people who actually do jury duty now are retirees, because nobody else can get the time away to do it.
It says the minimum age in the United States is 18. However, most states will allow individuals who are 70 years of age or older to request an exemption or be permanently excused. But that varies state by state.
Who knew? I didn't
But it doesn't seem to be an age restriction. It's just if you get to a certain age, you can tell them, please call me again.
Please don't call me anymore.
And they're like, that's okay. We'll let you stay home.
Okay. So once you get down here to the bottom, you're going to do the same thing with the neck that you did with the ears. You're just going to find where you want it. There is a center.
Uh-huh.
You're going to find where you want to put it, and you're just going to sandwich it between the layers. And then you're going to sew through all of the layers together. And I imagine this would be one of those places where clips would be really useful. And mine are in my bag, but it's not handy, so.
Noreen has asked about the AccuQuilt machine.
I don't
know the answer to this. I don't know if anybody in the chat has experience with one of those.
I think someone has emailed customer service about it before, and I looked it up. I do not believe it is compatible with these. These are wafer thin dies. They're not the thick steel rule ones.
Okay.
That the AccuCut, I believe, is for.
I was just on their website. It looks like they have a tabletop type,
but it's
machine, but I can't tell. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to go through...
Look at that. You're almost all the way around his face.
Layers. Yeah, we'll add a little fluff here in a second.
A little fluff. So you're going to add, you're going to put a little stuffing in there, a little ballast.
And a little fuzz.
I bet there were parts of the original Frankenstein's monster that had just some ballast kind of shoved in there too. You know, like...
Why not? Right?
Yeah. I mean, he was 8 feet tall. You know what I'm saying?
Need
like
a little ballast someplace,
there's probably some spare parts in there somewhere.
Okay. So I'm just going to... I'm like 2/3 of the way around.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to take some fluff.
That's usually about how long we wait until adding fluff. You want to be just a bit more than halfway across.
A little more than halfway, yeah. And I'm just going to work it up into the corners of his head first. I think on the original one, I was going to say I think I used batting, but I don't know for sure that that's true.
I noticed there was a bag of fluff in the background of that memory I reposted on Instagram for 2022. That like way over by in front of the television or probably like on the couch.
Yeah.
There was a bag of fluff sitting there.
All right. So we've got some fluff in here. I don't want him to be too fluffed because that can make straight sides look a little curved. And I don't want his head to curve in funny.
Yeah, if you put you're saying if you put too much fluff in there, your Frankenstein monster might look a little bit like a balloon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be like, or kind of round, like puffy out the cheeks.
Kind of puffy in ways that I don't want him to be.
Puffy, so like he just had his wisdom teeth removed. Can you imagine being brought back to life as a Frankenstein's monster and then having to go in because you had some impacted teeth? Imagine trying to find a dentist who could do that. We can't find a screen printer that could do polka dots. Thanks for coming, everybody.
This is the point in the day where Sean tells a joke where he cracks himself up so bad he's got to sit over here by himself for a minute.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Final ear.
Kathy, the back of the peridot monster that's on the table is granite.
It's granite.
It is granite. So you can use granite, or yes, you could use inkwell.
You certainly could.
You certainly could.
Okay, so once you decide where you want your ear, you're going to do the same thing on this side that you did on the other side. And you're just going to line up the die cuts so you can stitch through all the layers.
You're such a professional because I cannot get the image out of my head of Frankenstein's monster in a dentist's chair right now.
I love you so much.
You wouldn't need Novocaine. You could just like put a different electric current through the bolts.
Or just like turn him off.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have a switch. There's no switch on Frankenstein's monster. Switch. Oh, no. That's what the Rolling Stones wrote that song, If You Start Me Up, about. It's about Frankenstein's monster.
No, it isn't.
The lyric are, if you start me up, I'll never stop. Never stop. Never stop.
I don't know that that's about Frankenstein.
Okay. If you say so.
I'm just guessing. Somebody get Mick Jagger on the horn, would you? I'll ask him a question. Okay, here I'm at the other end, the other side. I'm going to come between the hair and the face so I don't stitch over his hairline. And then I'm just going to double back and go back the way I came.
All right, and that'll be that.
Yes.
Shari says, so is the back black because it is hair? He has a mullet? That's how he was described, is with long flowing hair.
Well, yeah, that is why I did it that way, because I figured the back of his head has hair on it.
Yeah.
I suppose it wouldn't have to.
It's not really a mullet, though.
You could do a green back of his head and then just do like another set of fringe on the back, another set of bangs, and make it just look like a really short bowl cut.
Shari says, Nikki, I would have just made it green with more of the top hair. I would not have thought to give him a mullet. There you go. Okay.
You could do it either way. I just did it this way because I was thinking about an actual head.
Sure.
Has hair generally down to the neck, right? So.
Yes. Unless he's got a high and tight. In which case, you could make his back of his head more of his,
Whatever. It's all up to you. Truly.
Because if you were going to, if you're going to go to the trouble of making a humanoid monster that was 8 feet tall, the one thing you would not want to do is make his hairstyle ridiculous when you were done. Like
I don't know.
No, you definitely would not.
You'd make him less intimidating. That's
no. You want to be very, what's the word I'm looking, deliberate about the hairstyle that you chose.
Sure.
Because you wouldn't want him to be making a fool of himself.
Well, it doesn't grow, right?
He's already standing out in a crowd. Everybody's going to be looking at him. They're going to be looking up at him.
Sure.
See, Shari again. She's back to saying she put him on a bag so she did not have to address the backside. See? You sidestepped that whole thing, Shari.
The beauty of it is that you can choose.
You can choose. The bolts on the original one were what color again?
Sterling.
Those were sterling. So on the peridot guy, they were sterling.
And then these are pebble.
And the ones we're doing today are pebble. You could stitch layers of the fringe going down the back of his head. You'd have to wing it with no holes, though.
That's true. That's certainly true.
Yeah.
You are well within your rights to do that. The head does get wider the further it goes down. Not a lot, but a little. So you might have some edges.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I see what you're saying. When she said fringe, I didn't think she meant the bangs from the front of its head. I thought she was talking about last week's smiling scarecrow fringe.
Oh.
I'm just thinking fringe, fringe, fringe over here.
Well, I was thinking the hair, but anywho.
Speaking of the scarecrow and the fringe, we did go looking towards a scarecrow festival.
We did.
Last week, someone in the chat, Jonna Rice was her name, who jumped in the chat. She lives in Ohio and said that there is a scarecrow festival in Washington Courthouse. And we didn't have time to talk about this in the moment.
Right.
But my Aunt Nancy has lived her entire adult life in Washington Courthouse.
True.
With her husband, my Uncle Steve, and then my cousins Kurt and Megan. And so we called them and said, is this true? Is there really a scarecrow festival?
Sean's going to dox his whole family on the show, yes.
In Washington? Not that, what are you talking about? And they said, yes, there's a scarecrow festival, but hang on. Get this. There are no scarecrows at the Scarecrow Festival. Now, if you're in Washington Courthouse and you're in charge of the festival and they are incorrect, please don't at me. Please don't at me. But what I heard was, yes, there's a Scarecrow Festival. It's getting better all the time. It happens every year. It's in September, the third weekend. But there are no scarecrows.
But there's food.
But there's food and it's delicious. Okay, great. Heather said she didn't have to address the back of her head either because she just made him into a cookie.
There you go. Yeah, I guess I was just thinking of because with his ears sticking out and his neck, you can see his neck. It just looks like the back of a head, somebody who's got, short hair. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Anyway, there he is. All done.
Look at that.
There you go.
That came together. So that was, I looked at the clock. I was like, that was less than an hour. It's been 1 hour and 12 minutes. But that was a super quick stitching project.
Indeed.
Look at those two guys.
He comes together pretty quick. I do have about a lot of stitching to do today, so I figured we would maybe try and make something that didn't take me.
Why don't you hold them up? I'll put the camera on you. This has gone so fast, I'm like at a loss for getting myself together here. Now, we hadn't even shared this with Audrey yet, but next week, with the release, we'll be unable to do a Stitching Live next week. Sorry, everybody.
Well, the release and you've got a meeting.
Yeah, I've got a thing. I have a training session going on next week, so I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, they're clamoring for sneaky peeks.
Hold on.
Were there any sneak things that were here?
Up here?
Yeah. Do you have them or not?
I have one.
You do? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. What sneaky peek did you have? You slapped it on the table. I'm not showing anybody the table right now. Okay, wait. Hang on a second. Ready? Oh, you're holding it up now. Yeah. I was going to put it back on the table.
Which do you want?
We should talk more. Put it on the table.
Okay.
Okay. On the table right there.
Here's a little sneaky peek for tomorrow.
There is a little sneaky peek for tomorrow. What are we looking at there, sneaky peek?
We have a whole system. It's not a system.
It is a system. A whole
system of banner buildery things.
Components is coming, which includes, I spy a letter in a font that I haven't recognized before.
There's a new alphabet.
A new alphabet.
That is all lowercase.
Uh-huh.
But it is chunkier and bolder and a little bit bigger than monogram alphabet, but it's just fun and
so that will all be revealed tomorrow. Okay, get it out of here. That'll all be revealed tomorrow. There is new Pashta Design. It's going to become your banner making headquarters.
But that one isn't going to be part of a banner. It's going to be like a little mini wall hanging.
Oh, a little mini wall hanging. That's great. Yes.
So you can use them for other things. It doesn't have to be a banner.
Yes, absolutely.
I thought was fun.
Yeah, we've had lots of people ask questions about banners in the past, and we are literally it's like we're in the recording studio. And we're putting both of our hands on all the faders and just all the way up, in.
I literally had the idea for a project that then created this whole line of products because I wanted to make a particular project that I'm trying to finish for tomorrow.
Yes. But it will be the kind of thing where you'll be able to make banners for friends and family and teams and events for the rest of your life.
Or like I said, those little mini wall hangings are really cute.
They're really super cute too. So that's the sneaky peek. But join us live tonight on Instagram at 8 o'clock Eastern. Lizzie will be talking about the projects from today.
Today's stuff.
And I'll be in the chat doing that because someone's got to be in the house. And we hope you have an awesome day. Thanks for joining us.
We do.
Stitching Live.
Thank you for
with
coming.
Lizzie and Sean.